The following is a paid advertisement. The views expressed are the sole responsibility of the advertiser.
I'm attorney Justin Clark. Coming up just ahead on You Have Real Estate, PITI, principal, interest, taxes, and insurance. How do they all work together, and what are they doing to you right now? Also, a trip to Ocala. It's all just ahead. It's You Have Real Estate.
Your debt does not have to control your life. You have the power to potentially lower or even eliminate your debt. I'm attorney Justin Clark. Call me now for a free consultation or visit youhavepower.com and take back control of your financial life.
Welcome to You Have Real Estate with me, attorney Justin Clark. Whether you're a first-time home buyer, seasoned investor, or even looking to sell your home, this next 30 minutes is designed just for you. Think of it like hitting multiple open houses, all from your living room, with my attorney advice throughout the way. Any questions whatsoever during the program, the phone number will be right here the entire time, 407-205-0400. Great show ahead today. You will not want to miss a single second, but first, the opening statement. I get asked about these four letters all the time, P-I-T-I. What do those letters mean? And now you're asking me, why in the world are those letters on my mortgage payment going up consistently? Great questions, questions that we will answer by asking real questions. Every weekend here on the program, we ask real questions to the truly trend-setting people in Central Florida's real estate community. Kick it off today with a first-time visitor from Insurance Office of America. Rob Stephenson is here. Rob, welcome to the show. How are you, sir?
I'm doing well.
Happy to have you. I've been excited because a lot of people are mad at not just you, but insurance in general. From You Have Mortgage. A lot of people mad at you as well. Dallas Lehman is here. Dallas, how are you?
Great, Justin. Thanks.
PITI. You handle the PI section of the PITI. What does that mean?
Principal, insurance, taxes, and interest. Those are the four components that make up the total house payment. So principal and interest is probably the most important part of that payment. So the principal loan amount, obviously, is what everybody's talking about right now. But the interest rate is the hot button issue, is why you said people are mad at me right now. But they really shouldn't be, because rates are really at a good place right now, and I think they're going to get lower. But I can go into some scenarios where they used to be when I bought my first house back in 1999 for 11.25%. And that was the rate of the day. Believe me, that was what everybody was getting. I bought it down with one discount point to 9.75 and thought that was the best rate I'd ever get. So It's all relative.
So you handle the P and the first I should say, principal and interest. And as interest rates have increased, obviously your principal and interest payment has gone up as well. When it comes to that second I, that's insurance. And we've had an insurance crisis here in the state of Florida. Rob, what is going on with homeowners insurance right now?
Yeah, I would say we're in the middle of an insurance crisis with, I wouldn't say there's no end in sight, but I don't think there's a near end sight. And what's going on is, I kind of call it a perfect storm. You've got, we all know what happened last year in October with Hurricane Ian in the Southwest Florida area, and then went through the entire state of Florida, exiting out of Brevard and Volusia County. That's that's just increasing of rates. But the other two things are valuations and inflation. We're seeing over the last couple of years across all segments where cost of goods are more expensive. So the home that 3 years ago was getting insured for $400,000 is now being insured because $600,000 is the actual replacement cost. So they're really, the insurance companies are scrutinizing not only the such things as the age of the roof, the age of the structure, where it's located geographically, but also the valuation being on it in equal parts. The rate going up or the valuation going up creates the same increased cost.
I hear so many people saying they're getting their insurance canceled. First of all, is that true? And second of all, why?
It is true, and it's simply a supply and demand. We've had less insurance companies insuring properties in Florida We have had 3 or 4 insurance companies recently since Hurricane Ian go out of business, not just because of Hurricane Ian, but also some of the roof issues we've had. Some of the, there were some practices going on where roofs were being replaced because they had 20% damage. That's been replaced now with 50% via the legislation.
I hear a lot about captive agencies versus independent agencies. I think most people at home probably don't know the difference, but I think it does put you and Insurance Office of America at a bit of an advantage where you're not locked into just one carrier. So if someone does get canceled or they're shopping their rates around, you have the ability to really call on a lot of different people to try to find a home for this person.
Correct, and I would encourage everybody, our platform is, for example, you go on Simply IOA, our website, and you just plug in the information and you'll come up with 8, 10, 12 different quotes for various companies. So we're not locked into one company. We actually just work for our customers.
Yeah, back to you in a second, Rob. Dallas, to you now. So again, you and I have had this fight on the show over the years, and I remember a time when I was like, I think we're going back up to 5%. And you're like, I don't know about that. And here we are. Who would have thought now, a year and a half, 2 years later, we're 7, 8. I don't know where we are, but what has created this increase in interest rates across the country?
Well, it's funny. We can talk about an administration. We can talk about economic factors. We can talk about a lot of things. But the most important thing I think the viewers would want to know is you don't want to miss buying a home. We talk about marrying the home and dating the rate. So in other words, get that home now. We both know that there's probably 1,000 to 1,200 people moving to Florida every day. So we're closing loans. They're coming from California, they're coming from New York, they're coming from Michigan. I've been closing loans. We have young executives, young people that are buying their first home. FHA is a perfect opportunity. The national rate, the average from Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, as long as they've been keeping rates, is about 8%. 7.95% is the average rate as long as they've been keeping it. So if you were to Google a rate today, you would probably find the rate would be somewhere between 7.5 to 7.875. So that seems high. You go to FHA, you'll close that loan in the 6s, maybe the low 5s. We can always find a way to get that rate lowered. As I mentioned before, 11.5% was back in 1991. That's when everybody was paying that rate. We shouldn't get fixated on the rates because the bottom line is when you're spending money on rent, you're throwing away $20,000, $30,000 a year on rent, you're never going to get that money back. But you buy a home, as you recently did, Justin, you believe in that. I know you're bullish on the market. You're not going to waste time. You're going to buy your home. You're going to get that equity. And you know what? If the election cycle comes or rates start in the first quarter of next year, they start to come down, we could be very easily back in the 5s, 5.875 to 6.25 in that range again. So you never really get caught up in that waiting on the rate game, or if you hear low inventory, that's not true either. Get the home, get the equity.
Well, I'm bullish on this market because I believe Florida is going through a rebirth right now. You won't hear this anywhere else. I believe this is the 1930s again when people were migrating. I might have the decade wrong, I don't know. But people were migrating to South Beach. We remember those times in Florida. I think that's happening right now. Many people in this country want to get out of their states that aren't so fun to live in right now and move to Florida. Florida's having a rebirth. I'm very bullish on this market. I really, really am. Dallas Lehman, thank you so much. Any questions about your mortgage, please get with Dallas right away. 407-205-0400. A lot of people calling Rob now as well for this insurance thing. What's the best way to reach you, Rob? First of all, you can call the number on the screen. I'll connect you to Rob. What's the best way to get a quote or get with you?
SimplyIOA.com. SimplyIOA.com. It's a platform for both businesses, but more importantly, homeowners and automobile. Get your quotes from there.
It's not just home insurance. They do everything. Tell John Rittenauer I said hello, please. I haven't seen him in a while. Great job, both of you. So PITI, what does that mean? And what does it mean when that number makes you house poor? What should you do in that position? There are some questions that you have to answer before you make an offer on a house, and a great agent will tell you how to answer those questions as You Have Real Estate continues. And here we are at Casa Leone Jewelers. I'm wearing my beautiful watch from here. You have a necklace, earrings.
And a ring.
And a ring. Oh, wow.
Michael M.
And we buy all of our jewelry here at Casa Leone, and we do so because of trust. They've been doing this since 1946, Michaela, and it takes a lot of trust to be able to stay in business that long. Proud to be joined by the owner of Casa Leone. Renee is here. Renee, how important is your client's trust to you?
It is extremely important. And this is something that we have worked very, very hard to achieve and to gain loyalty from our customers.
I see all of these five-star reviews everywhere. It's
everywhere.
pretty amazing. Tons of reviews.
That's because we do protect our name and our reputation extremely well.
Yeah. You do a little bit of everything here, it seems. You have wedding jewelry, you've got engagement rings, wedding rings, watches, but you also permanent jewelry is pretty exciting.
I stole your thunder, sorry.
You did, I know.
Sorry.
I don't know if I like that or not. But you do custom jewelry here as well.
We do. We have our studio, and we have Pedro on the computer. He can design just about anything you can think of. And we have a machine that's $55,000 machine that'll create any wax that we want to cast on.
He's done it for my mom.
I know.
So,
she loved it too.
Yeah, that's good.
Doing a great job here. Obviously, we will always continue to shop here. I put a QR code on the screen right now. Take your phone out, scan it, and do yourself a favor. Visit Casa Leone Jewelers today. You were complaining about your electricity bill, and I don't blame you. But the reason why your electricity bill is so high may be something you didn't know. Your windows, joined by my good buddy and the man over at Renewal by Anderson, Dan Brigman. Dan, it's just a fact. Bad windows, old windows, are killing people's electricity bill. Why is that?
100%. There's several main reasons, Justin. One is the technology. If you got old windows, they don't have up-to-date Energy Star technology. Number two, if you've got old windows, there's a lot of places windows can leak. Most folks didn't know that when the AC turns on, a suction is created in the house. Well, guess what? You're sucking in hot, warm air through the broken seals of the windows. And on top of that, we've got sun hitting and, of course, radiant heat leaving the house.
Special deal for you, actually. If you take out your phone, hit the QR code on the screen right now. I will connect you directly with Dan, who will offer you
a 12-month no-no and also a 24-month no-no. But the biggest is our 20% off offer that we have not had in quite some time. I didn't think we were going to have it before the end of the year. So.
Dan Brigman, excellent job as always. Here's how it works. Look, if you do the program where you pay for the windows over time, you're going to save money on your electricity bill where it's all going to balance out. Windows for free, essentially. Do yourself a favor. Visit Renewal by Anderson today.
I'm attorney Justin Clark. If you've been threatened by the IRS and you're feeling scared, call me now or visit youhavepower.com.
Welcome back to the show, joined by two of the best, I must tell you. Addie Owens is here. Addie, how are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
Good. Chris Atwell is here as well. Chris, let me start with you, because clearly we have an affordability issue right now, especially in Central Florida, where mortgage rates are up, property taxes up, insurance up. It is becoming not affordable, really, for some families now to pay this mortgage, or if they are, they're house poor and can't afford anything else. What are we doing about this problem? What can we do?
Well, Justin, I think it starts with a good foundation, and that all begins with finding a good broker or agent to represent you. And probably even more important than that, from an affordability perspective, is getting with a lender to help you do things right and make things make sense for you. One of the things that I've seen that's been able to stem off some of the affordability issues is the 2-1 buy down. I'm sure our friend Dallas would be happy to talk with anybody about that.
Yeah.
And there's different ways to get creative in this market because it is more balanced to help that affordability issue, to whether it's getting more concessions from the sellers, a price reduction, things like that. There's different ways to help and kind of have a release valve from the affordability issue.
Yeah, that's. I always knew you were a smart guy, but that's one heck of an answer right there. I got to tell you, kind of blew me away. I think that's right on point. And other things that you can do as well, though. Addie Owens, one of the most well-known agents in Central Florida, certainly throughout Lake County. You've now thrown your hat in the ring to really effectuate change on a state level in Tallahassee, running for a state rep to make Florida affordable again.
Yes.
Congratulations, first of all, for doing this. I know it's a bold move, but you're going to be great when you get to Tallahassee. How are we going to do it?
Well, several different layers. First, we've got to address supply issues. You know, across the nation, we are short nearly 6 million units in single-family homes.
Yikes.
And we're ground zero here in Florida. We have 1 million units short and only 65,000 new permits for new builds. So that's a gross disparity in supply, right? And it's basic supply and demand. We still have a shortage in our supply, and we still have an increase in demand. We have over 1,000 people moving into Florida every single day. So how do we accommodate all of our new residents? I mean, I'm sure you'd like to close the door behind all of them, but you know we can't do that. The bottom line is Florida is an attractive place to live and work.
Yeah, I don't know if it was the 30s or what when people all were moving to South Beach. I feel like Florida is going through a rebirth. I really do. I feel like it's almost like that again. So many people are coming here. And you know, housing is a little bit difficult. Still, though, if you compare it to the rest of the country, still not that bad, I guess.
No, and there's still opportunity. Yeah, we have a shortage in supply, but unfortunately, many buyers have left the market because of the interest rates. Well, for a first-time home buyer in Lake County anyway, we still have SHIP funds available. SHIP funds it's a down payment assistance program. You can get up to $40,000 in down payment assistance on purchases under $360,000. Yeah. That's a huge opportunity, and because sellers are so flexible right now, I've got one seller that will contribute up to $8,500 worth of mortgage point buy downs. So that combined with SHIP funds, you've got a house that's more than affordable.
Yeah. We're going to help your campaign, but people at home, you can help Addie as well, especially if you live in Lake County. Website, how do I get involved?
www.voteaddie.com, and we're currently accepting donations and support.
Beautiful. I look forward to joining the campaign trail with you for sure. Chris, what do you see happening, though? Because I do think that there's this fear that, like 2008-9, we're going to have this big crash because it's gone up so quickly. I don't agree with that necessarily, but what do you see for the future in 2024 and Central Florida real estate?
Well, I think, as I think one of my colleagues said earlier, that question could be answered with a question, right?
Yeah.
But what can we do? We can look in the rearview mirror, and it's smaller than the windshield because every now and then you need to look back, right? Historically, there's only really been one crash in the last 100 years. So when you're looking with history as your guide, you've got a pretty good foundation and a good reason to be optimistic about this market. The other thing is we've talked about is the generational shift that's happening. And Central Florida, I think, is a bit of a unique area for that to happen, where you have people, the sandwich generations that were maybe 2 or 3 generations in one house, they're now starting to spread out. Maybe the older generation is passing away, things like that. So this market really has a lot of points of optimism. And so the idea that there's going to be a crash, particularly in the residential market, I just don't see it. Maybe, and in fact, I think even the FHFA just put out August numbers nationwide. It's like over 5.8% of appreciation year over year. So all the signs and indicators are pointing to a very strong market, not just in Central Florida, but nationally.
Yeah, I agree. Very, very well said. And real quickly, Addie, in about 30 seconds here, you have some affordable houses here. Lake County's, still somewhat affordable. Let's run through. Tell me about Laurel Way.
Laurel Way is a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom home located in Tavares. It's partially fenced. It's been recently updated, so it has all new floors, all new kitchen, all new interior paint, all new exterior paint. It's priced at $289,900. And again, very affordable, especially when combined with SHIP funds.
Yeah, and we'll show these on the screen here. Cricket Hollow over in Eustis, a town I know well, at $257,000. And then Rainbow Trout Road in Tavares. I always screw that up. Is it Tavares? Tavares. I was right the first time. I should have gone with my gut on that for $315,000. Affordable stuff there. If you'd like to see these properties, Addie will show them to you right now. 407-205-0400. I hope you guys can connect too. You got to help her out. She's got to win this race. Oh yeah, good. So good to see you, Addie. Let's do this again soon. How was that?
100%.
All right.
Don't tempt me with a good time.
Yeah, let's do it and play golf, whatever it takes. Very quick break. You Have Real Estate continues. Do I ever have a very special gift for you today? Compliments our good friends over at Universal Roof and Contracting. 15% off your roofing job. The roof is the most important part of your house. No doubt about it. Welcome my good friends as always, Justin and Corey. Hi, how are you today?
Good, man, good. Thank you.
The roof is the most important part of the house, but sometimes deciding who your roofing company is going to be is the most important decision as well. Culture is everything.
Sure.
When determining who's going to do your roofing job, Universal, the culture over there blows me away. Trustworthy. Tell me about the culture at Universal.
Yeah, I mean, 30 years in the making, right? Family-owned, veteran-owned, same name and ownership over the past 3 decades. We're so proud to be so rooted in Orlando, and we have offices in Jacksonville and Southwest Florida, but the honest approach, the integrity we carry, working transparently with insurance companies and homeowners alike. I mean, we approach roofing the way an honest company really should.
Trusted by some of the biggest sports teams in Florida as well.
That's right. That's right. We this past season we were the one of the partners with the Jacksonville Jaguars, which was awesome. They had a great season this year too. And then just coming next month, the XFL, the Orlando Guardians. We are the official roofer for the Orlando Guardians, so we're excited to go out to those games and see everybody there. So it'll be great.
A roof can be expensive. You created great programs to make this roof not cost prohibitive for me.
Yeah, I mean, last thing we're going to do is take food off people's plates to afford a roof. So we have a ton of flexible financing plans that just keeps things very liquid for homeowners, even if they don't want to use their own money, even if they have it at the time, you know. So we offer that as well for every roof replacement.
I have this QR code on the screen right now. Get your phone out or go to their website, but the QR code will go directly to Justin and Corey, and literally you get 15% off. But guys, you're going to come to my house and tell me what I really need, honestly.
Absolutely, yeah. Free inspection, first of all. It does cost nothing for us to come out. We're going to sit down with you, hear what you like about your roof, what you don't like about your roof, what problems you've had, and come up with a custom scope of work that makes sense for you.
Always a pleasure to see you both. There's only one company we trust when it comes to roofing. That is Universal Roof and Contracting.
You can be an agent that struggles to get ahead in the competitive real estate world, or you can learn from the best and achieve success. Visit youhaveafutureinrealestate.com and sign up for the Jumpstart program. Get coaching tips and important tools that will help you jumpstart your real estate career. Sign up today and get 10% off your Jumpstart program when you use code word LEARN. Visit youhaveafutureinrealestate.com today and gain the real estate knowledge you need to succeed.
Are you experiencing high temperature and high energy costs?
Everybody is. It's bad.
Yeah, even you?
Not anymore, because I just bought a new house. As you know, I went in, the AC was an absolute disaster. My electricity bill the first month was astronomical. I remember we had Old Dash on the show, and I loved having them on, but they kept telling me about the Duquesne system. So I called the AC guy and I said, look, I need a new AC, but I demand it to be Duquesne. Thank goodness I did.
That's a great choice.
Thank you.
So for those of you who aren't Justin and you're at home, tell your contractor that you want the new Duquesne Lynx 18 heat pump.
That's what I got.
Yeah, well, it's the best one to get. I know when it comes to my home, I love controlling the temperature because, let's be honest, it feels good to be cool here in Florida because it's hot. Anywho, I'm not hot anymore. It works out great because the Duquesne Lynx 18 features a quick link inverter technology that offers optimal performance for temperature control.
And makes my house cool, but doesn't cost me a lot of money every month on the electricity bill. That's why I love it.
Exactly. And another amazing feature about this product is it features a quiet shift technology so I can sleep peacefully and, more importantly, I can sleep comfortably.
It's the pillows as well, though.
I mean, hey, you got to have the whole thing to really work it out.
10-year warranty as well on the compressor and the parts. Save money and energy. I'm so glad I went with Duquesne. I'm so glad Old Dash came on the show. Do yourself a favor. Call your air conditioning contractor today and demand Duquesne. We continue talking about PITI, principal, interest, taxes, and insurance. And unfortunately, all 4 of those letters have increased your mortgage payment here recently, your overall house payment, that is. Principal, interest, the mortgage rates going up, taxes going up, insurance going up. When all 4 of those things are going up at the same time, it can really force you out of buying a house. So what do you do in that situation? Because we don't really want to rent. We want to own a house, but we also don't want to be house poor and have no money left at the end of the month. I highly recommend looking in some areas that are a little further out from the city center of Orlando, so to speak. Elisha Lopez is here, Ocala Realty World. Hello, Elisha, how are you?
Good.
And we talk about this too, because PITI, everyone's payments are going up. We don't want people to be house poor where they can't buy food, can't go to dinner once a month or whatever. And when you look to Ocala, you look to all of Marion County, the prices of a house are significantly less than in the Orlando area. how less are they? I don't know if that's even how you should say it. How less are they? I think you know what I'm saying. I don't believe I'm asking the question very well.
40% less.
40% less.
Yeah.
So you're talking about a house that would be, say, $600,000 in Orlando is more like, what, $400,000 in Ocala, even a little bit less than that.
Yeah.
And as rates go up, as the interest rates go up, when you start reducing the price, that makes a huge difference in what your payment is. When someone's looking to buy a house right now in Ocala, in Marion County, through Ocala Realty World, through you, and they start to talk about what my payment is going to be, I mean, how do you have that conversation about what they can afford?
Well, the budget, because just because somebody can afford more, it doesn't mean they're comfortable in that spot. So finding out their sweet spot, what they're comfortable with, that's huge.
It really is, I think. And look, if you're looking for a house, you do need to look in Ocala and in Marion County. A QR code on the screen now will connect you directly with Elisha. She'll be happy to send you listings that come up real time as these listings come up. See what's going on up there, because look, the drive is not that bad. It's really not that bad. A lot of us work from home anyway. Why not have a beautiful house in the beautiful part of the country and own it as opposed to renting? But here's what I've also found recently is investing in real estate in the Ocala area has really changed recently and become a great place for people to invest in real estate. Why is that?
You get more for your money. And obviously investors, the bottom line is everything. So you're going to get a better price, less repairs, and the rent's pretty high still.
Is that right? And also I know that it's horse, I mean, Ocala is horse country. It really, really is. And they built the World Equestrian Center there a few years ago. Huge events going on up there at the World Equestrian Center. My understanding is that Airbnb is really doing well in the Ocala area.
Yeah, they are. I mean, I read all the stories that Airbnb is taking a hit all over the country, but specifically in Ocala and Marion County, it's really thriving.
It really is. And again, you can buy a house. If you're looking to invest in real estate and you're like, okay, I can rent it on Airbnb, think about it. If you're paying 40% less to buy that house, to buy that investment property, the money you make per month is going to be fantastic for your investment because you're paying so much less than you would pay if you're trying to buy an Airbnb near Disney. Seriously, reach out to Elisha, please. 407-205-0400. I don't know where it is on the turnpike exactly that you start to be transformed into a different part of Florida. When you leave Orlando, heading to Ocala, is it Claremont? Yeah, maybe it's right at Claremont. You just feel like you're going to a different part of the country because, again, you know I'm from Tennessee, basically. Ocala feels like a southern city to me, whereas Orlando does not. What's it like living in Ocala?
It is like the South, but you're still in Florida, so you got kind of sort of palm trees, but that Florida sunshine. We're an hour and 10 minutes, so you get into Georgia.
Yeah.
So you get everything that everybody wants for Florida, but so close to being all those other parts of the country.
I love it. The horses, the lack of HOAs. There's not as much HOA stuff up there. It's just beautiful. The people are nice and friendly. I love Ocala. I love Marion County. And a lot of people are still retiring from the Orlando area to the villages. And I know you're happy to work in the villages as well.
Oh, yeah. We always work the villages.
The villages, it's a really cool place. I don't care what anybody says. It's like a cool place with a lot of different neighborhoods. If you're looking to retire up in the villages, Elisha is the person to talk to as well. Excellent work, as always.
Thank you.
All right, see you next week. Thank you for joining us this week. Thank you to our amazing crew here, Dallas Lehman over there, putting it all together. Most importantly, thank you. See you again next week for more You Have Real Estate.
I'm attorney Justin Clark. If you're worried about your student loan payments restarting, call me now or visit youhavepower.com.
The proceeding was a paid advertisement. The views expressed were the sole responsibility of the advertiser.